Hello and welcome to episode 4 of Ryan and Rob in Wrexham. Now, in this episode, we are finishing off the season in the Vanarama National and heading into League 2, where we've done pretty well. So, we've done really well this year in the league. And the last episode, you saw us lose 5-1 to Arsenal. It was a decent performance, certainly in the first half, and we did get a goal. Since then, we've had a lot of wins, really. A couple of draws, one against Bromley and one against Boreham Wood. Today, we have Dagenham and Redbridge and Barnet, but we're not going to play those in today's episode, I don't think. I just can't really be bothered. I think we should go straight to League 2. And, we've already been promoted. As you can see, we're an absolute mile ahead of anyone else. 16 points clear, one loss all season against Notts County, which you saw, 6 draws and 36 wins. If we have a look at our top scorer, Paul Mullin with 58 goals. 58 goals and 9 assists in 52 appearances, 46 goals in the league. He's quite a good player, this guy. And he just is on a different level from everyone else. As a result of winning the Vanarama National, we've been given a nice transfer budget. So 212,000 as a transfer budget, 87,000 in the wage budget. If we look at the what that allows us to do, that's a lot of wage budget. We can go a bit wild. We could sign some really impressive players if we were able to sign anyone we wanted. But of course, there's not going to be interest from a lot of players who are of a few £1,000s in the wage budget that want that per week. But we're in a really good position to make some top class signings and make sure that we get to League One in just one season. And as a result of those two games, we've got a 3-0 win against Dagenham Redbridge with a hat-trick from Paul Mullin. So he finishes the season with 49 National League goals. He's wanted by Exeter, Plymouth and Burton, but we're not going to be selling him at all. No chance whatsoever. And then in the final of the FA Trophy, he also scored the winning goal in the 48th minute to beat Barnet. Quite a good result. We've got a double, and Paul Mullin has been a bit of a star this season, so well done to him. Looking at the end of season review, we have had quite a lot of new signings this season. 62 goals and 9 assists from Paul Mullin, 37 goals and 18 assists from Ollie Palmer. Both rather impressive. That with those sorts of stats, you're never going to fail to go up, I don't think. Danny Redmond coming in from New Saints in January got 11 goals and 8 assists in 31 games. It's a decent performance from him. And then, the rest of the squad chipped in with a few goals, but it was mainly those guys. Thomas O'Connor got a lot of assists, as did David Jones, actually. James Jones got 17 assists, and Leighton and Dukwu coming in from Leicester with 25 goals and 14 assists in 54 games. So again, really good performance from him. We were absolutely miles ahead of everyone. It looks like... Does that mean Bromley have been promoted? Can't quite tell who's been promoted with us. Perhaps Bromley. So we've done really well to get 16 points clear of our second biggest challengers. We are a little bit too good for this league, I think. It's only a B- for winning the league because it's just what was expected, really. Sponsorship 406,000, that's probably far ahead of anyone else in the league. Broadcast revenue 25,000, corporate and hospitality 436. Competition prize money is definitely further than everyone else, which is 350, and match day is almost $1 million. So it's been a pretty good overall performance from these guys. And looking at some of these stats, it's no surprise that we did so well. And actually 9 assists from Hosanna, 7 from McFadzean. Even the defenders, or at least our fullbacks, were contributing. Ollie Palmer with the most goals by a player in one league match, but Paul Mullin smashing pretty much all the other goal scoring records. Most assists actually from Ollie Palmer as well. I suppose that's just heading it down to Mullin. And Conor O'Malley got the most clean sheets in a season. Our youngest goal scorer was Pajasiti I suspect that will go down over the next few years because 19, although it's young, is not as old, not as young as the kind of players that I'd want to be signing on Football Manager. And yeah, it's been a phenomenal season from us, winning a double, and we can head into next season very confident because we'll be signing some pretty good players, I'd imagine. And we have signed some good players. So if we have a quick look at our transfer history, it's now August and ahead of the first game of the league season. I don't know if any are through here. Yes, there are a couple of players here. So Anthony McDonald is a new signing. He's a 3-star right winger and should provide some good competition there. If we then go into the other players who've come in, we've got a few players on free signings as well. So Joe Hugel comes in on loan from Manchester United. He's apparently League One level with potential for Premier League, so he's going to be pretty good at this level, I think. Very good finishing, good anticipation, good off the ball. He should be able to score some goals, and that means that up front we've got really good depth now. They've then got Justin Amaluzor. I don't know if that's Amaluza or whatever, but he's going to be playing on the wing. Seems actually the side that he's accomplished on rather than natural has higher role duty star rating, but he is 3.5 star. He'll be playing likely on the right, I think. We then got James Claridgeon on loan from Nottingham Forest. He's a supposedly 3.5 star in the upper bit, but he's 2.5 star for central defender, and that's the only position he can play, so I'm not quite sure how that's worked, but he should provide some good competition at the back. Ryan McLaughlin comes in at right back, 3.5 star. Really good stats actually, decent pace, good determination, very good crossing and dribbling for this level, and some decent tackling stats. So I reckon he's going to be a great signing. He then also signed Liam Sercombe just on a 1-year deal. He's a 3-star central midfielder. He's 32, so he's going to decrease in stats over the next season. But I thought get him in for 1 season, it'd just be a depth option, and then release him at the end of the year. But those are the signings we've already made. We've got a couple who are yet to come in, both at UCD, which is University College Dublin, both joining in December. So we've got Liam Carrigan. He's a 4-star right winger, or 4.5 star. He looks very good for this level. We've also got Colm Whelan, another forward, who is also 4 or 4.5 star. That means that our wingers and forwards have a lot of depth. It's really the left back position, I'd say, and perhaps centre back and central midfield, but particularly left back and centre back. We've got some good options there, but I think we can just slightly strengthen the squad. Looking at the League 2 predictions now, though, we are actually top. We're more than evens, so we should be able to go up without too many challenges, and I think we've got 2 playoff slots, 2 promotion slots here, maybe even 3 actually, with a playoff slot as well. I reckon we're going to manage to avoid relegation. I reckon we will. We were always predicted to finish 3rd, then we made our signings, now we're 1st, and hopefully we can actually live up to the pre-season hype. We've got a few games in this month. So we've got Bristol Rovers, who we're going to be playing, and then we'll play against Scunthorpe, and that'll be the first 2 of the season. We might even not play Scunthorpe because, to be honest, we don't want to delay the season too much. There's a lot of games to go through, and I don't want to make the episodes too long, so I think we'll just do Bristol Rovers today, get our first game of the season underway, and hopefully start the season with a win. So with our first team of the season, we've got Bryce Hosanna at right back, and McLaughlin, because they're on a similar level, I've actually put him as the winger ahead of Amaluzor, who will probably come off the bench at some point. Hayden and Tozer start together for the first time this season in all the friendlies, and there was a Carabao Cup game which we lost, so we're out of that. We've got Danny Redmond on the left wing, and then the usual combination in midfield of Jones and O'Connor. Joe Hugel starts on the bench, and he's going to be a pretty good sub option. We've also got McFadzine, who is out with a suspension, So that's why he has no part to play today, and it's Musto instead. Getting our season underway, I think we'll go too positive rather than cautious, because we want to be dominating games in this league rather than sitting back too much. More for the FA Cup will be when we start to go back to cautious again. And we have had the better proceedings so far, but we haven't had a goal yet from either team. Gunter. Redmond steps in and sets it off to Tozer. And now Musto. Not quite finding the penetration we need. We're still stuck near the back end of our pitch, but McLaughlin's in behind. Almost gets a debut goal, but it was well saved by the keeper. Jones into O'Connor, and it's headed out. Hayden will chase it down, but nothing comes of that chance. Mullin. Dropped deep, but is now back forward again. He's in behind, and he got off to a scoring start. He is predicted to be the top scorer in the league. Hardly surprising given last season. But that's certainly a good way to start off, and sets him well on his way to achieving that. Musto. Into Mullin. Looks like it's just clipped the bar on its way through, but not quite the finish that Mullin was looking for with the header. McLaughlin. Hosanna exchanging places with him, and now Mullin off the bar again. That was a much better strike, that one, than the header was. Redmond goes for goal, and he's got the bar again. Goodness me. He is hitting the bar, isn't he? Doesn't seem to be anything about the woodwork here, but I think we might have hit the bar 3 times now. Evans. Mullin heads it out. Anderson chases it down. Grant. Tozer steps in ahead of Evans to win the ball back, thankfully. Hayden into Jones. O'Connor returns the favour, and now McLaughlin looks to go past his man but can't. Clark wins it back. Might be useful having him up there, McLaughlin, with his really good tackling. It'll be good for pressing defenders. And Mullin this time can't get his shot on target. And that is 1-0 at half time. Decent performance so far, but I think we can do more. Don't know where our opponents today are meant to be finishing in the league, but they have got an equaliser early in the second half. Poor from O'Malley, really. If he's going to come out, he needs to claim it. Yeah, Bristol Rovers, don't think that they'll be near the top of the league in the predictions, but who knows. I think it might be time to take off McLaughlin. He's not had the greatest debut so far, so we'll get Amaluzo on. It appears as Justin at the bottom there, not quite sure why, but whatever suits him. We'll get Redmond off as well because he's tired. He can come off for Anthony McDonald, and I think Thomas O'Connor can come off for Liam Sercombe. Hayden looks long for Mullin, finds its way to Redmond, and his last action of the half is to scoop it over. Hosanna. Jones. Into McDonald, and it's hit the bar again. Come on, lads. Let's go attacking. It will encourage the boys. Give them some confidence that they can go and win this. It would be disappointing to start the league without a win, but you know, we are probably still going to overcome this in the grand scheme of things. Or are we? Oh, off the post, and Pretty dangerous there, passing it back to O'Malley when he was still on the ground, but it's just about worked out for us. And it's a disappointing 1-1 draw. I think we can do better than that. It's a shame not to get the win, but we can certainly overcome that, I think. But yeah, so that's the start of this season. Not quite the what we were looking for, but we can overcome this, and I think we'll still win the league, or I hope at least. Anyway, if you have enjoyed, please do leave a like and subscribe to the channel, as it really helps me out. I hope to see you next time, but in the meantime, have a great day.